Hi everyone, hope you're well. How are you doing today? Just thought I'd show you before I start walking these bushes. The seasons have changed, and look at these bushes up here. They're just producing all these berries. It's really nice. I mean, this was all in blossom and flower, and already the seasons are changing and it's producing different fruit on the trees and the bushes along here. This is my view here, and there's the cows in the background. So my last little vlog was talking about discipline and how sometimes we need to really push ourselves to discipline ourselves in various ways, and how I'd decided that part of the way that I needed to discipline myself, apart from obviously spiritually, by reading the Bible and by praying and connecting with other Christians and other people, is I started to physically do Couch to 5k again, which I haven't done for a while. So it has taken a fair bit of discipline, because the first few weeks I found really difficult, I found really hard, and I didn't really enjoy it. Whereas previously, when I started it, because I got so behind, and I was so behind and hadn't done it for a couple of months, I decided to restart it. But I have been able to continue with it, so I'm really pleased. I've got to the end of week 3. In 3 weeks I've got to the end of week 3, whereas previously when I was doing it, it took a lot longer, just because the nights were darker, and the clocks hadn't changed, so it was a bit more difficult for me to do that. So when I was looking at discipline in the Bible, because there's a lot of verses about discipline, another verse, a couple of verses that came to mind is 1 Corinthians 9 verses 24 to 25, and it says, "Do you not know that in a race all the runners run their very best to win, but only one receives the prize? Run your race in such a way that you may seize the prize and make it yours. Now, every athlete who goes into training and competes in the games is disciplined and exercises self-control in all things. They do it to win a crown or a wreath that withers, but we do it to receive an imperishable crown that cannot wither." So crown is like a wreath, like in the Olympic Games. So so just going to be moving past someone. Hi. Just looking at these verses, it's talking about, especially if you think about the Olympics in 2020 has obviously been postponed. They're hoping to redo them in 2021 in Tokyo. So all of the athletes, even though you don't see them yet, what they are doing behind the scenes is training very, very hard to try and win their races, to win their athletic championships, their competitions that they're in. So they're doing a lot of training behind the scenes. And that's the same, in the same way for us as Christians. We need to discipline ourselves to run the race that God has given us and set out for us, and it's different for different people. So you cannot compare yourself to somebody else and say, well, I can't run their race. No, you can't run their race, because their race is what God has given to them, and I've had to learn that as well, and I'm still learning that. Don't try and run someone else's race. You stick to what God is calling you to run and what He's calling you to do. So I'm just thinking about running the race and seizing the prize and making it ours. So in terms of when we run the race as Christians, what we need to do is basically just focus on God, focus on Jesus, and ask Him to help us, because actually there's no way that we can do it on our own. It's not going to happen. We need God's help. So that is something else to remember, that we are not left by God to just, God says, oh, this is your race and you need to run it. We make the decision. But when we've made the decision and we start moving your feet, like I started doing the jogging again, and quite often go out for walks too, you make the decision to start God meets you where you're at, he directs your steps, and he gives you the strength to run the race that he has given you to run. So I just encourage you today, just run the race that God has given to you and just stick with it, and you will win the prize. You will win the prize of that which God has set out for you. See you later. Bye.